Hello and welcome to another episode of Kaiju Weekly, the weekly podcast that introduces you to the wide world of giant monster movies and all the news within those movies in that world. I am your host, Travis. Sorry for the delay. We are running into technical issues and trying to get everybody. There we go. We got some more people on. And so
apparently I was logged into the wrong account. So that's probably why.
That would explain it.
Yeah. So sorry for the delay, but we are all here. I am your host, Travis Alexander, and with me is my co-host, Michael Hamilton.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
And joining us also is the great Elijah Thomas.
Hello.
From Parts Unknown.
No fish. This is weird.
Yeah,
This
no
is
fish.
weird. I miss the fish.
Yeah, me too. I hate this. I have backlighting like the Heisei Godzilla movies, but worse.
Well, that needs to be our next T-shirt. Is I miss the fish.
Miss the fish.
I miss the fish.
And also joining us is our friend Danny DeMana.
Hi there. My screen is incredibly frozen. I'm giving you all a death stare right now because I literally can't do otherwise. Haha. I'm badly dubbed. My mouth isn't even moving. Haha. Yeah, I'm going to attempt to fix this. So just bear with me and stare deep into my eyes as I attempt to. Okay, actually, don't stop staring. Dear God, I mean, I literally can't stop staring. This is pretty much my life now. So
It appears that your eyes are black like a doll's eyes.
They sure are, Chief. They sure are. Yes.
Black like a doll's eyes.
All right.
So while Danny is fixing that, let's give a shout out to everybody in the chat. We've got Oscar Solis.
Hello, Oscar.
Jose Campos. Hola.
Hola, Jose.
Gamera Sith. Your turtle Sith Lord is here.
Turtle.
Darth
You're
Turtle.
He's definitely turtley enough for the Turtle
Yes.
Club. It's true.
And let me get ready for this next one. We have joining us is
I swear I'm saluting. I swear it. Oh
Kaiju Kim,
no.
the
Love
queen
this
herself.
song. It's beautiful.
And our friend Brendan, Autistic Lizard Productions. Hey guys.
Brendan, how are you,
Hey,
Brendan?
What's up, buddy?
We also have Robert Montserrat. Hey.
Roberto. Hey. Hey.
So
thumbs
thank
up or
you
one thumb?
guys.
What's going on,
Thank
everybody?
you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We have got a good bit of news to get through tonight. So, barring any other technical issues, we can go ahead and do something special. What is it?
We can chew the beanie.
Beautiful.
All right.
Beautiful.
So, who wants to take the top story? Because I'm fiddling with stuff here. So,
All right. One of you guys do it. I'm actually going to dip for a second, see if I can't get my computer's webcam to behave like a good little webcam. So, burb.
okay.
Well,
Well,
obviously the top story is the My Little Pony reboot that's going to be coming
Yeah,
too.
I know.
It's going to be coming
I was so shocked.
to Netflix. Yeah, obviously it has nothing to do with -1 trailer dropping tonight at all.
No.
Who cares about
who thing called
who cares about
Godzilla
-1?
negative 1.0. So we got a new 18-second teaser for the upcoming Godzilla movie, Godzilla -1, from director.
You mean
Takashi
2014? You mean Godzilla 2014?
I mean, it looked just like the trailer for Godzilla 2014, didn't it?
It does look like the intro to Godzilla 2014. And Elijah's sitting back thinking, "You bunch of dirty monsterverse loving plebes."
No, this just goes to show you guys are fake fans because the film that started with this was 98, not 2014. So take the L.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
I
98
don't
did
care.
I know you don't care.
It definitely gives 2014 vibes, or vibs, as Oscar says. And I mean, if you're going to give vibes of any of the MonsterVerse movies, I'm glad it's that one.
The one that has decent cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too dark to even see anything. You talking about that one? Yeah.
Yeah. The one that makes you fall asleep halfway through it.
Along with this new 18-second teaser, which we can talk about the teaser itself in just a minute, we also got an announcement that the new full trailer will be going live tonight at 12:45 Central Time, 1:45 Eastern Time.
Well, that sucks.
So we also have a new still image that shows Godzilla's feet. We got feet pics. Show me them feets.
I'll show you the feet. Just let me share my screen.
He's got a. I mean, this Godzilla would make a really good OnlyFans model.
Do I need to add it to the stream?
It's there. It's there. There we go.
Yeah.
Wait, why is it weird? Why is it weird?
Why is it weird? Where's my?
We're all
where's
weird.
my? Somebody deleted my thingy thing.
Oh.
Somebody deleted my setting here. I had a setting specifically for screen sharing, and it's gone now.
Oh, well, crap.
So anyway, while we figure that out, Elijah, Oscar says y'all should do a live reaction on here when the new trailer comes out. I think that we were planning on doing some kind of thing, weren't we? Or was that going to be a private thing?
I don't think we are.
I don't think we are. I don't think we're trying to. I don't think we're planning on doing something for us personally, but I know Elijah was going to do something. I really don't know.
I have no plans.
Well, somebody told me something. Yeah, so that well, I don't know. We may. I probably will not. I will probably do like what Danny did last time, and when we were waiting around for a trailer and just sleep until until the next day. Yeah, Kaiju Kim says I'm gonna have to sacrifice sleep to see the trailer the second it drops. Yeah, a lot of
I mean, come on, Kim. Tomorrow's Labor Day. It's not like you have anything to do anyway.
Yeah. No, she's gonna go boxing. She's gonna go beat up that poor bag. So yeah, thankfully tomorrow is Labor Day. So if you are the kind that does not work on Labor Day, if you have a job where you do not work on Labor Day, it will be dropping. So you can sacrifice the sleep if you want to. I don't know if I just am physically capable of that anymore after getting used to working at the school. So
you're on that schedule now.
Yeah, I'm on a school schedule. Hello. That's just
Okay, try it now. I think this slideshow is going to be working.
Well, I know that
I'm still going to have to let me get rid of the.
I know Leslie P. Chambers. Welcome, Leslie, my good buddy. I know how much you love feet pictures, so this is right up your alley.
Yes, show us them feets. I mean, it's feet pics. Is there anything else to say about it?
I mean, okay, so we get feet pics. We got some more. I think did we get some more images today of him in some power lines, like a full on body shot?
I don't think so.
Or is that fan made? I want to say that maybe fan made. It
probably was. So what we're looking at right now And for anybody who isn't listening, I'll describe it. So it's just Godzilla's feet stepping on people in this little area where some trains run through, with the Godzilla -1 logo. So this is the thumbnail for the trailer that's dropping tonight. I think it looks great. Like, this is the first time since '54 we've really seen people that close to Godzilla running away in terror, right?
Right.
So I think it looks pretty, and the CGI here I think looks really good.
It does. It does. It, like, I mean, for a still image, because we're not seeing it in motion, but it does look great. I like, for some reason, having this Godzilla be smaller than like the trend was going, actually makes this more terrifying to me for some reason. Like, having those feet not be, taking up the entire city block, but just be just big enough to stomp.
Well, it's because he's a baby. It's a juvenile. You didn't know that? It's going to be a juvenile. There's going to be 2 Godzillas in Godzilla -1.
So this is -1's version of Manila.
This is going. Yeah, there's going to be a baby version that's going to be captured by some sailors and going to be brought to the mainland, and then a bigger version is going to show up later and rescue baby. And wait, hang on. What? Hang on. I think I'm thinking of the wrong movie.
Are you sure this one isn't the mama and she's going to have babies and lay eggs in Madison Square Garden?
Well, we're getting off the rails. I give up.
So, no, I clicked on the wrong one. So this is
Adrian.
Adrian, that's right. I was like, who is this again?
Yo, Adrian. Yo, Adrian.
Whoa, Elijah, what are you doing?
I don't know. What am I doing? Oh, wait. It got different. Oh.
Yes, it got different. There we go. So Leslie did say, I mean, we did see folks running away from him at his feet in 1984. We also did see it in 98, to be fair. So, I mean, it's not the first time we've seen it, but this looks the best. Like, it really does.
I'm very excited for this. Like, the teaser trailer was good. And it showed us it showed us a good image of our boy's face. Hopefully this is a nice long minute to minute and a half trailer that we get a good idea of what the plot. Hopefully we get a better idea of the plot, the design, a full on design reveal of Godzilla, which we already have that anyway, but in CGI form, and kind of build as we get closer and closer, because Jesus, we're like 2 months away at this point. September, October. Yeah. 2 months away at this point from the movie being in theaters, which I think, I don't know if we covered this I don't know if you guys cover this on the show. I've been out for a couple of weeks.
3 months. We're 3 months away, but yeah.
Yeah. We're 3 months away.
2 months.
2 months. Yeah. all of September, all of October, and it's on November the 3rd. Right. That's right.
November 1st is when it premieres. So
November 1st.
It premieres in Japan, but we're talking about, I mean, but in the US, we're not going to be able to see it until December.
December.
Right.
December.
Right.
But we'll know the entire plot by December if you know where to look.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have spoilers and know where to look. Regardless,
yeah, I'm going to avoid those because I don't want those.
I'm getting off track here.
Am I the only one, and I may get a lot of flack for this? I don't really need another trailer or a trailer. That teaser was enough to carry me until December.
I mean, I can see that. I mean, it showed. I think it showed us enough to get us excited. But what my fear for this trailer, and like every other trailer that comes out, I think didn't Shin Shin's full trailer spoil the forms and all the different transformations?
That was Bandai.
Bandai spoiled that. Okay.
Yeah. No, Shin. I remember the Shin trailers, and it didn't spoil anything that I remember. And like, yeah, I mean, I think Toho has a decent track record of their trailers, at least in the modern age, not spoiling too much. But I'm still just like, it's not even like, I am worried about getting spoiled on things that I don't want to be spoiled on. But at the same time, I'm just like, because it's what we always say. Trailers are not necessarily for the fans. Trailers are for the average everyday audience, because they're the ones that you have to build the excitement for. Because we don't need the excitement built. We're ready. We're ready to go.
Right.
So that's kind of how I feel.
And it's coming out on my birthday weekend. So that's it. Thank you, Toho, for that birthday present. I appreciate that.
Leslie said, I still can't shake the feeling that there's another monster in this movie and they have kept it under wraps.
Guarantee you. I think there's going to be another monster in this movie.
That'd be cool.
I've heard rumors of things of another monster coming, but I don't know. I don't know that for sure. Elijah's sitting back like, I know things and I can't tell you.
Yeah, he knows everything about this movie because he's best friends and buddies with Yamazaki. So, but
Elijah, you're being very talkative.
Well, okay, Elijah, maybe this will get you to talk. Let's talk about the teaser that we got, the images and stuff that we got. We kind of mentioned how it reminded us of 2014, of 1998. It kind of gave us those vibes. You kind of broke this down in our group chat, Elijah. I don't know if you ever posted that on Twitter, but can you break down some of the things that we saw in that teaser trailer?
Okay, so essentially what we got an 18-second teaser filled with stock footage and documents, with that influence from your typical Hollywood blockbuster monster movie with black and white footage. We do get a few new clips of ocean, water, and buoys, and then we get some new images of Godzilla's dorsal plates in the ocean. But what's most interesting is we basically have an idea of what's going to happen on the action side of this movie, right? We have Douglas MacArthur confirmed for this movie in a letter he writes to, I believe it is the Prime Minister of Japan and the Parliament at the time, that there is a monster coming from the south of Japan, close to the Bonin Islands, Ogasawara, Little Destroy Monsters reference, is coming, and it's heading straight for Tokyo. And ships have been sunk and destroyed because of this monster. So we have that much. We actually saw a storyboard a few weeks back from the Yamazaki exhibitors of something in relation to this. We got to see Godzilla destroying a ship and sailors on a lifeboat watching Godzilla swim. So now we kind of have an idea of him being this impending doom, right? This monster that they know is coming, and they're trying to find a way to fight him, even though Japan has no military, and it's going to be the American forces against Godzilla defending Japan.
Right.
With this, I think it confirms we will see the Japanese parliament at the time. I'm going to fan cast Jun Kinemura as playing the emperor, or the prime minister, I believe it is. I think that those two would work, and Jun Kinemura, who was in Final Wars and Shin Godzilla, he kind of resembles him a bit, and he's appeared in plenty of Yamazaki's work. Especially the historical films. So I'm already calling it. Jun Kinemura is going to play a political figure in this movie. So
okay, yeah, sounds interesting. Yeah, I just this it all adds to me the mystery of the setting, like why 1947, why that year, why go backwards, beyond, like, before 54, why go backwards? And so I think that I know they've talked about, like, stylistically why they've done it, but there's got to be something thematically in the movie that's going to make that year, that specific time period, so important. And so I'm really looking forward to it, and this is adding more to that kind of mystique of why 1947.
I think because when we got the reveal of February 17th, 1947, I was like, okay, so I asked that same question, Travis. I was like, what happened? Like, let's go look at 1947, see what important events happened at that time. Nothing. It was kind of a lull. There wasn't a whole lot going on. So what I think they're going to try and do is, the reason they did that is to see Japan have no fight.
Mhm.
Just the idea of Japan has lost everything and they have no fight. What is a helpless Japan against Godzilla? We've never seen that before. That's something new, something original, and I'm excited to see what that could bring to the table, if that's the area they're going with, and having like the US troops be the ones to try and save Japan, and maybe they fail. So then the movie has both sides failing and basically having nothing, and them having to come together and fight in a unified brotherhood of mankind, kind of like what Honda did in the mid to late 60s.
If I may interject and just say, Masaraya, Masara.
I'd like to get serious for a second here, folks. If you'll allow me. No, I apologize. My tablet basically kicked me out of everything and made me go through 5 rounds of mandatory updates. Modern technology can suck a Soma berry. That's all I have to say. All right, I'm gonna take my neat hat off. Looks like we're talking about this new Gosh Zilly movie that's coming out or something. I don't know.
Yep. What's your thoughts on the teaser, the impending trailer, everything? What's your thoughts, Danny?
Ooh, I didn't interrupt anyone, right? Like, Elijah, were you still talking?
I basically told everybody the whole plot of the movie, so
okay.
Yeah, he spoiled it. We know Baragon's showing up.
I'm actually glad I missed that, because I'm sure that actually happened.
I mean, we are going to get Yamazaki's King Ghidorah, so that's going to be it.
Locked in. Yamazaki's giant condor confirmed. So I like that we live in an era where teaser trailers get their own teaser trailers. I find that hysterical. This one actually has some interesting stuff going on. I shared essentially these exact 4 screenshots on Twitter, and I actually had some interesting things. One of my followers actually sent me the diagram of the exploded sub is a real diagram of a real exploded World War II era submarine. That had I want to say it was carrying fuel and it exploded. So they used a real picture, probably nothing to draw from there, because they probably just picked a real blueprint because it looked like a bite got taken out of it, or like something like that, or atomic breath hit it. But what is interesting that I noticed, so we have this whole Douglas MacArthur thing going on. 2014 vibes are high here. But what caught me as interesting is that February 10th is 1947 is the date that the Paris Accords were signed and World War II officially ended.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't look into world events. I just did Japanese events. Interesting.
Well, then,
this is it's strange to think that it took that long, but this was the document that officially ended World War II. Like formally ended World War II, and
because there was still conflict going on in Africa even after the surrender in the Pacific and the surrender in Europe. There was still kind of conflict happening in Africa for a while.
Yeah.
So
everybody thinks of World War II ending the minute the bombs dropped and Japan surrendered on out at sea in the Pacific, but that is not true. February 10th is the official end date of World War II, and I find that interesting. There's no way, like the submarine thing, that's probably coincidental. There's probably not a lot to dig into there, but this feels intentional. So I kudos to the cool people of the GNP's quote unquote Twitter, whatever you want to call it now, page. who helped me out with some sleuthing, and my GNP community came through and found some cool stuff. And those were two of the things that I discovered because other smarter people did some digging, and they were like, "Hey Dan, check this out." So yeah, that's cool. Not a whole lot to be gleaned like plot wise here. It's pretty much just reinforcing what we already knew. Post-war, Japan is already at its lowest point, and then this happens.
Right.
This does bring up the question of how involved America may or may not be in this whole thing, and what their role is, especially with the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki so raw and recent at this point. So I don't know what this little teaser did was even more so than the first little teaser we got. It really helped establish the setting, and it helped establish kind of the geopolitical feel of like what's going on in the world. It didn't tell us, but it allowed us to infer it from real world events, which I think was a smart way to do it. You got to be quick to take screenshots of this stuff because this stuff just goes by like this.
Right.
It's incredibly quick. It's incredibly fast, but the more you dig, like there are some interesting little things in there. And I think these are the most interesting things in there so far. Definitely some 2014 vibes, like I said. But I'm always down for like old newsreel style military grainy footage of monsters in the water. Like, I don't know. I just think that's the coolest thing. Makes it feel real somehow, like an alternate history. So again, not a lot to say here. But after I just said a lot, there's not a lot to say. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I really dug this trailer for a trailer. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think I'm excited. I'm excited too. I mean, I will probably, unless something happens and I just get too tired to stay awake, I'll probably stay up and try to catch it in real time tonight.
1:45 a.m. our time, right?
Minus Elijah.
Yeah, minus Elijah.
Yeah, because we're all in Eastern time zones except for Elijah now.
Yeah, I'm in Eastern time now. Yay!
That means you guys should die an hour before I will.
I might have to set an alarm and get up. I don't know if I can make it that long. This is my last. I have tomorrow off work, so this is my last night to sleep in before my incredibly crazy week sets in. And
that's me too. And I'm like,
September is probably my craziest month of the year at work. It's the busiest I have. I mean, I will be in the triple digits in terms of blogs and articles and scripts that I need to write for my job. I'll be easily in the triple digits. And to get all that done in less than 30 days is pretty daunting. So this is my therapy. This is my therapy session. Let me just kind of settle in. I think it all started the day that I got this job, which is pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. And I keep having these recurring dreams about not seeing the new Godzilla movie when it comes out, and it's really scary. Okay, that's enough of that.
No, I am with you. I'm probably not going to be up. I said even earlier, I think I'm going to go the route of our friend Danny from the last trailer when they announced it, and we didn't have an exact time, but everybody thought it was going to be a specific time, and so everybody stayed up all night except for Danny.
Yeah, I didn't trust it. I didn't trust it, and I don't trust it now. I mean, I trust this one more, but I
trust this one more, but I'm just like, I need my beauty sleep.
Yeah, I would. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm a 1,000-year-old person trapped in a relatively young person's body, but I'm like, you know what? I will watch it when I wake up. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll get a second wind, and I'll hang out with everyone, and we can nerd out, or maybe I'll get up at like the very tail end with like an hour left, or I don't know, something. But
amen. I've been feeling my age lately too, Danny. I hear you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's true.
All right. All right. Well, that does it for our top story. So now let's move on to movies and TV. And Elijah, are you able to do the Russ Tamblyn thing?
Who's this Russ Tamblyn you speak of? I don't know who Russ Tamblyn is, but I do know who's
Elijah, because if I remember correctly, oh God,
Elijah, speak to me. Speak to me, Elijah. Brick, are you there?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tamlin's news report.
Brick Tamlin.
Today,
I don't know why I said Russ Tamlin.
Kaiju movies and television. By the way, the weather's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's sunny
Jesus.
and it's
But
cloudy.
only in Philadelphia.
But there is no chance of meatballs. I want some meatballs. Can we get
Brick.
some meatballs?
Finish telling us the news, and then we'll get DoorDash.
Hello, everybody. In your movies and television section this week, you have Hot Spring Shark Attack planning for an overseas crowdfunding sometime in November. More stills, concept art, and behind-the-scenes photos from Midnight the Era. Kaiju Glam Metal Shark Attack hits its first stretch goal. Cover art for the Blu-ray and DVD covers of Creepy Crawly has been revealed. Ninja vs. Shark will debut at Anime NJ++ with an English dub. A new update for the third disc of Shin Ultraman from Cleopatra has been released.
Boo!
Of Zigra from Gamma Rebirth has been released. A new
No
making
one tell
of
Nathan.
Nope.
and promotion for Gamma Rebirth has been released featuring Zigra. Character profiles for each of the Gamma Rebirth human characters have been released. The first impressions of episode 1 are out for Gamma Rebirth. A new Gamma Rebirth teaser was also released. War of the Gargantuas will be broadcast on television September 9th on MeTV during the Svengoolie slot.
Woo!
A new Jet Jaguar suit for the upcoming Jet Jaguar short film for Godzilla Fest 2023 has had more images behind the scenes featuring the development of the suit. And finally, you have new 4Ks announced for Godzilla vs. Megalon and Godzilla 1984. As for your YouTube releases this week, you have Godzilla Island, episode 51, Team Zagareth, and episode 52, A Familiar Battle. Ultraman Blazar continues with episode 8, Rainbow Appears Part 2, and a teaser for episode 9, Planet of Music. And in a surprising turn of events this week, Ultraman Kamen Rider Gotchard has released episode 1 to YouTube. However, there are no subtitles, so if you wish to watch it, you must watch it in Japanese. And that's all of your movies and television for this week. Thank you. My name has been Brick Tamlin.
Well, thank you, Brick. That was a wonderful rundown of everything that's going on. So, Danny, what would you like to start with?
Welcome back, Elijah. You keep missing Brick. I don't know how you keep doing that. But,
Dang it!
I know you're a big fan. Your paths will cross eventually. We'll make
He's
it
just
happen.
he's just as elusive as Rito and
Yeah, but what
Do
we
not summon
actually
his name.
we actually
Do
like
not
Brick.
say his name 3 times when I accidentally summon him.
But be like Brick is like a fan favorite, you know, like Brick is beloved. Like we can't do this without
Right.
him. So I am going to go a bit unorthodox. I'm going to talk about the man, the myth, the ghoulie, my man Svengoolie. I don't Svengoolie. I don't talk about. I don't think I've ever mentioned my deep love for Svengoolie on this show before, but that is my Saturday night tradition. Every Saturday at 8, whenever I can help it, I'm in front of my TV and I'm watching Svengoolie. So for anybody out there who might not know, Svengoolie is this, like, basically as of right now, he is one of the last and still one of the greatest classic horror hosts. Back starting in the 50s with characters like Vampira and like people like Ghoulardi. People remember Ghoulardi and like all those guys. They exactly what you'd think. There was this long-running tradition of local channels starting up horror movie packet. They would get horror movies in packages and they had to show them. So they would have people in makeup doing, dad jokes and shtick to show the movie. And that became just as much an appeal as actually showing the classics. And that really blew
Elvira
up.
came from.
Yeah, exactly. Elvira is a big example. Joe Bob Briggs still does his thing all these years later. He does The Last Drive-In. And I actually, as a there's a big history of that in the Ohio area. The Cleveland area has a lot of that. So I like my state actually has some cool history with that. But Svengoolie. This is the character who's on right now. He's the second iteration. The first Svengoolie started up in, I believe, the early 70s, and then comedian Rich Coase took over as son of Svengoolie, and now he is the definitive Svengoolie. And he is one of the only people still out there that continues to show the classics. And I've always said this: if you want to get the classic horror films, the Universal films, classic B-50s monster movies, stuff like that, kaiju films, you want a great way to get that in front of people is to get that stuff on television, right? Get it on TV back in the day so you can flip channels and find it. The world is definitely different now with streaming, but being able to flip a channel and watch a horror film, there's still something so special about it. And I'm a huge fan of what Svengoolie does. I'm, as a connoisseur of very bad dad humor and puns, and just overall like good family friendly vibes, I have a lot of respect for Sven. And like I said, I actually went through, like, I couldn't watch him for years because I when I moved into my apartment, I couldn't get access to him because it's over the air. He's on MeTV, and you can technically get that free with an antenna, but my antenna's never worked. So as of right now, the Sven is the only reason I have a Roku. Like, it's the only reason. And there's an app where you can stream it called Friendly TV. That is the only streaming service I pay for. It's the only one I have, and it's like $4 a month. He is that important to me. Like, being able to sit and watch those. Yes, I've seen all the movies 1,000 times, but it doesn't matter because the vibe is there. Sven introduced me to Universal Monsters, says Jose. That's awesome. See, that's why I love this guy, because he provides that. And every once in a blue moon, he has, I want to say it's mostly the Saperstein package of films that he shows. So Godzilla King of the Monsters, he's shown that. He's shown
Frankenstein Conquers the World.
No, he hasn't shown that one, unfortunately, because the rights for that one are wonky. But
I think he's shown Mechagodzilla.
He has shown
Mechagodzilla.
He's shown Mechagodzilla, which is not Saperstein.
With the dub, if it's got a dub, he'll show it. I think he's done Astro Monster.
Yes. That was a while ago, but yeah, that's a Saperstein film. He's done Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Mothra vs. Godzilla, Terror of Mechagodzilla, Rodan, All Monsters Attack. But what now? What's up?
Here's the interesting thing about Gargantuas is the last time he showed it, which was kind of recent,
earlier this year.
It was the UPA version.
Yes, which is odd because Toho's de facto English version these days is the international print, wherein the characters are actually referred to by their names. So for those who aren't aware, there are two dubs of War of the Gargantuas, two English dubs. There's the more kind of prevalent, at least when I was growing up, UPA version where the Gargantuas are called Gargantuas in the dub, and there are some edits and alternate takes here and there. The music is taken out and replaced in a few spots. It's the one that's on the Classic Media DVD.
Which one does not make Russ Tamlin sound like a complete tool?
Neither.
Is that the international dub that makes him not sound like a complete tool?
I think he sounds like, I think his natural speaking voice in the original version is the Tool version you're thinking of.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so that's UPA. That's the English. That's that one. The international version, that he dubbed his own voice. The international version has no visual edits. It uses the original Japanese cutting and editing and soundtrack, and it has its own unique dub. And the monsters are referred to as Frankensteins, as they were in the original Japanese version.
Let's give a shout out to real quick before we move on. But Eric Stolt from Bearded Kaiju Unboxings and Reviews.
What's up, dude?
This will not be the only time his name is mentioned tonight.
No. Okay. In summation, so we can move on. It is interesting that the UPA version is the one that Sven shows, because most other TV airings and fair number of like streaming stuff, they nowadays they use the international version. Whenever Comet TV shows War of the Gargantuas, they show the international version. So it's interesting that it's so weird because the international version used to be exceedingly rare. I didn't see it for years until I found it on TV by accident. And now it's kind of becoming the de facto version as the AIP and UPA cuts are being systematically kind of buried by Toho, which is unfortunate because of the amazing history that those films have, and they're also just good versions. But any chance to see War of the Gargantuas on TV, there's just something about the combination of classic monster film, kaiju film with the dub and the horror host shtick, and yes, even the commercial breaks, that just hits home for me. So if you get MeTV out there in any way, doesn't matter if you've seen War of the Gargantuas 8 million times, go ahead and throw it on. Give Sven some support. Laugh along with the jokes. And yeah, I'm always happy to see a kaiju film show up on Sven because Sven rules.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the next one because I don't want somebody else to steal it. So
Go for it.
I want to talk about the positive reception that Gamma Rebirth has received for episode.
That's what I was going to do.
I knew it was, so that's why I took it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
bastard.
You bastard.
Go ahead.
Okay. So we've been excited for this Gamma Rebirth show for a while, and from all intents and purposes, what we're hearing is it's going to be exactly what we expect it to be: a kaiju wrestling match across 5 episodes. But we don't necessarily know all the story beats, so I'm curious what they could be holding on, what the reviewers and things could be holding on to that we don't know about yet. Now, granted, we have only a couple of days left to wait. It's the 3rd now, so it comes out on the 5th. I believe. I'm pretty sure. So Danny, Elijah, Travis, whomever, what are your thoughts on the overwhelmingly positive reception, or the positive reception? I shouldn't say overwhelmingly positive, but the positive reception and that Gamma Rebirth has received so far. And yet, what?
The 7th.
What are you doing?
It's coming out on the 7th.
Oh, 7th. Okay, sorry. And Elijah, you have to be nice to animation for just 5 minutes. That's all I require of you.
No, I am glad that it's receiving positive, reviews. It is just the first episode. If the Marvel TV shows have shown us anything, the first episodes are always good, but it's sticking the landing that's the hard part. Or really the episode 2 onwards, depending on which series you're talking about. So I'm sure the first episode is really spectacular, and I'm glad that it is getting good reviews. I'm just hoping that the series maintains that to the end. I want this series to be good overall. So I'm staying hopeful. I'm staying positive, and the positive reviews kind of give me keep that hope alive.
So do you guys think that this could possibly be, I know it's speculative, but do you think this could possibly be the literal and the figurative rebirth of Gamera within the kaiju sphere?
I think it could be. I think that's what they're hoping it'll be. I think they're hoping like heck that this thing generates pardon me, not just positive word of mouth, but that it actually gets hits, it gets views, and that success will then allow the creative team or other creative teams to come in and say, okay, we want to do this with Gamera now. Okay, we want to do that. We want to try this medium. We want to do another movie. We want to all this stuff. I think that there's now more, there's clearly an interest in Gamera finding his footing again in this modern kind of kaiju boom that we're going through. It is a long time coming. Clearly Gamera has been the latest of the bunch to the game in terms of the bigger ones. I mean, clearly you have a lot of other franchises that have dusted themselves off, but Gamera is really coming in kind of late to the party here. But if this is successful, then all of that kind of late to the party feeling goes away, and it's like, who cares how late he was? This was good, and we want more. They do want to do more. They want to do movies. They want to do live action stuff, and it's going to be about getting eyes on this thing. That's what's going to propel this thing forward. I think Michael, to your point, they are hoping.
Yeah. I think that the combination of the Arrow set from a couple of years ago, and if this does really well, it just kind of is telling everyone that, and telling Katakawa that people want to see more Gamera. People want to see more Gamera. Elijah, what's your thoughts?
I'm going to hold my opinion.
Oh my god.
So here's my thing. I'm not sold on this because of the whole push for it's a kaiju wrestling match.
Mhm.
I'm a little weary by that. I hope it's good. Like I do. I'd love for it to be good. I just don't know yet.
Well-
Hearing positive thoughts on the episode that's a good sign, right? And it's 45 minutes. That's a real long episode. But there's still so much we don't know. We don't know the plot. Maybe there is no plot. Maybe it's a nonsensical like fight for 45 minutes. We don't know. We don't know, but there is. I mean, this is a great first reaction. The reason for all this was because the first episode got shown theatrically the other day, and I think it's being shown tonight or tomorrow again for people to watch. I'd like for it to be good.
Well, we've already, because you've talked about like your opinions on it, and it doesn't sound like your opinions have really changed at all, leading up to this. But what are your thoughts on, like we were talking about, with this leading to more Gamera, or what this could mean for Gamera moving forward?
Yeah, so I've actually talked to Rex, my friend, about this. We kind of both agree that if this does well, one of two things could happen. One of two things could happen. One, it could tell Katakawa to continue putting less money into projects and turning out cheaply made products to make enough money to make it profitable, kind of go the Sentai route. Or it could encourage them to go the route of let's put more money towards this. Let's get Shutsuke Kaneko back, who wants to come back, who needs a job, and let's have him do another movie. So, I mean, it could go either way if it does well, right? It would be nice to see Gamera come back. I've been of the opinion that I'm okay if Gamera didn't come back. I think The Brave was such a great ending. I'm content, right? Like I was content with what we had. And if this brings more onto the table, like I'd love that. I'll gladly take more. But if this doesn't do that well, like I'm still content with what we had. Gamera the Brave and the last four movies of the franchise were just utterly amazing. So I hope it does well. I could see it bringing Gamera back into the limelight, but I also think it might be a little late. I think we're starting to see kind of the beginning of the downfall of the kaiju renaissance. I feel like we peaked already, and I think we're starting to see kind of the slow down a bit.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, because we've got another Godzilla movie still coming. We've got two more Godzilla movies still to come, and this series. So I mean, I don't think it's slowing down.
But
I think if anything, this year is the peak.
If you look at the content from 2020 to 2020 and 2021 compared to now, it's nothing like that. We were having a handful of indie films. We had Toei and Shochiku come back. Katakawa came back. Toho and Legendary and Warner were doing their thing. And the problem is, like, about half of that, if not more, bombed.
But okay, you're saying that, but yet we have Kadokawa back. We have Toho producing a new Godzilla movie and releasing a new Godzilla movie. We have
Right.
Warner Brothers releasing a new Godzilla movie next year, but it's still still fairly soon. And you've got Shin Ultraman, you've got Shin Kamen Rider, you've got the whole Shin Heroes thing that's been going on, and all of the indie stuff that's still coming out on top of that, plus comic books, plus video games. We've got more Godzilla and Gamera video game stuff than we've had in decades. And so I do not see that this is slowing down. If anything, we're still at the top.
So here's my rebuttal to that. Kadokawa came back in 21 with Great Yokai War 2. Toho producing a new Godzilla movie is not new. We had that in 2016, and the fact that within a short time frame, a legendary Godzilla movie was coming out was that time as well. So that we had before the Renaissance, which was that late 2010s, early 2020s, right? So that happened. Shin Ultraman, okay, fair point. Shin Ultraman, I would agree with. Shin Kamen Rider bombed at the box office.
It didn't bomb. It did really well.
It was the least performing Shin movie, and
the least of the Shin movies. It still did really well. That doesn't just because it's the least of those movies doesn't mean it didn't do well.
And none of that cast or crew will come back to do another movie because of the production hell that went on behind the scenes.
Well, I don't think they wanted to. I mean, what's his name is not known for doing sequels.
But he has 2 Ultraman movies in the works. Yeah, Shin.
Yeah, but those weren't his. That's Higuchi.
Right, but Anno Ghost directed Shin Ultraman, so. Yeah. It's still there, and he did write a.
But that's still your argument that things are slowing down is not accurate, though. What you're saying of slowing down is not accurate. If you're saying things now are slower than what they were back then, that's not true because we're getting all of this stuff in a shorter period of time than we did years ago. I mean, Kaiju Glam Metal Shark is coming out. Like
Zillafoot, Dragon Lizard Lord, Hall from Beyond the Fog, God Raiga versus King Oga.
And Ninja versus Shark, which I guess is kind of Kaiju related. I mean, these things, we're talking about. We got the era releases of Tremors and Tremors 2 and stuff. Like, we're not the Kaiju Renaissance isn't dying right now. We may be over the apex, but it's still going strong.
That's what I said.
We're still. It's not. I don't think it's slowing down. I completely disagree with you.
I said we went past the peak, and
I think you said it's slowing down, and I categorically disagree with you.
I think it is slowing down a little bit because we have made it past the peak. By definition, it would be slowing down a little bit.
And I don't think that's true. Think that's true.
But you just said that we've probably passed the peak.
Maybe. We don't know because we don't know. We don't know what's still coming. Maybe we are past the peak. We don't know.
Yeah, or maybe we haven't hit the peak yet.
Maybe we haven't. So that's what I'm saying. But we're not. Things aren't slowing down.
But if we have hit the peak, we are past the peak.
But then things would be slowing down, but they're not slowing down, though.
But you said we're past the peak.
Yeah, see, I agree with this one. Elijah knew he lost the argument 5 minutes ago. Now he's just trying to push buttons.
No, I think I still have a valid point because since 2021, we haven't seen any of the top 5 Japanese studios producing kaiju films because all the films produced in 2021.
What is Toho doing? What is Godzilla -1?
That's the only one. You name another one, there is not another one. Toei is out, Shochiku is out, Nikatsu hasn't came back yet.
Toei has produced because Toei produced Shin Kamen Rider.
But that's not... okay, if we're going to include Kaiju Henshin in the Kaiju discussion here, then sure. But that's not what I'm referring to.
And the
Kaiju.
MonsterVerse is still producing.
Right.
And we
Which-
thought that was dead
But
after
it's been
Godzilla
4
vs. Kong.
years. It's been 3 years since the last movie. This is the longest time in between besides 2014. Well, no, because
Well, but
2014
that makes
Skull Island
sense,
was
though.
2 years.
But they've also had filler in between there because they had the Skull Island anime that came out.
Which, how many people have talked about that since it came out?
I know.
Get off
I'm not
right
talking about the quality of it. I'm just saying it still happened. The same
It
thing with
did.
Gamma Rebirth. Quality
It did.
aside, it still happened.
It did, but I still think we are past the peak of the Kaiju Renaissance, which you just agreed with like 2 minutes ago.
I said we might be. We might be, but things are not slowing down.
I've-
If anything, if -1 does really well,
You know, I agree with Joe. I think if you go with what Joe
but
said,
if anything, if -1 does really well, it might bring a new surge of more
might.
Godzilla content
it
even.
might.
So
And
then it wouldn't
Godzilla
have slowed
might
down.
and then Godzilla might continue to be the king of this genre because
And this Gamera Rebirth might convince Katakala to do more Gamera stuff.
it might.
I mean, they're already talking about
It
maybe
might.
doing a season 2 if they get enough. So
Right. And I didn't say that Kanekawa would just stop. I just said that I think we have slowed down and we are past the peak of it.
I disagree.
Because with the peak, we saw the bomb of Great Yokai War 2 and What to Do with Dead Kaiju all in the same year.
But What to Do with a Dead Kaiju never even made it to the US.
It did in film festivals, just like Great
Well,
Yokai
in
War
film
2 did.
Yeah.
And both of them bombed miserably.
Yeah. But so is a lot of Hollywood movies. So you can't really even say that bombing necessarily means
there's,
anything.
There is Oppenheimer and Barbie, and Guardians 3 and a handful of others that have done well.
Mhm.
But if we're talking about genres here, and that's to my understanding, that's what we're talking about here. I think that we are starting to see a slowdown. And I'm not saying that we're not getting any content. Like, I think that's been misconstrued here. I'm not saying we're not getting content. We're done. Because we are. We're still getting Ultraman every year, a movie every year. We are getting Godzilla movies at least every other year or so, on average. We are getting content, but we are not getting as much content as I think we were at one point.
I think this year is the peak. I think this year that we're in right now is the peak.
So what content from this year makes it the peak? Because I'm
the fact that we've had the biggest names in the like tokusatsu genre have released content this year. We're talking about Godzilla, Gamera, Kong, if you want to count him, and Ultraman, Kamen Rider, even Super Sentai. Obviously, Super Sentai still going, and you had a new Power Rangers thing, the 30th anniversary, plus the new series that's still coming. I mean, that is a lot of content, plus the books, plus the comics, plus the video games, plus you're focusing only on one little area. There's so much other content.
So let me ask you this. Have we passed do you think we have even hit the peak of the tokusatsu genre in recent times yet?
Have we reached, based on what's already come out, and like I would say this year,
okay,
if this year is the peak, then we have passed that peak.
Okay.
But we don't know what's coming though, Elijah.
Hold on. I'm not going to argue that point because I'm not going to argue tokusatsu because I think we're starting to see tokusatsu as a genre grow as a genre.
And like Gamera Sith said, we also have the second half of Fast X coming out next year, so we got that to look forward to too. Because we all know Vin Diesel is a kaiju.
No.
So I agree with you on whether or not the definition of Tokusatsu's peak has hit yet or not. I agree.
Now you're just playing semantics. Okay, I'm not. No. We're not going to sit here and play semantics. Okay, my thing that I picked out from the news since Michael had gotten mine was now I've already lost it. The Jet Jaguar, the Jet Jaguar short that we like. I mean, we got a new Jet Jaguar suit that's being made. That is exciting for anybody who is a fan. I mean, just like last year with Gigan, just like previous years, we've had these suits that either have been resurrected or brand new ones made. It's just exciting to see more for that. So I mean, I can't wait for that short film to come out later on this year. Anybody else?
I was still fascinated by that argument and why it took so long. But
who wants to end on the downer of Cleopatra?
No, I don't know. It's
Elijah. You're the only one that hasn't picked out a news item.
I think the Jet Jaguar suit looks great. Danny, do you think the Jet Jaguar suit looks great?
Yes.
So I think the
Sure does.
Jaguar looks kind of bland, to be honest.
Oh my God, Elijah!
I mean, if you so Travis, if you want to pull up the images, they're here on the presentation.
Oops. Add to stream. Yeah, there we go.
So if we're talking about the peak of Tokusatsu, like that's not very up to standards if I do say so myself. Like,
I mean, it looks like the one from the 70s.
Does it though? It's a little more shinier. It looks a little less awful.
Because it's
okay. So it looks better than the one from the 70s. So what's your argument?
Like, look at the shoe. It's basically Reebok shoes. Like, have you looked at those?
I was gonna say they look like oh, what was the kid with the white shoes? It was the meme for a little while. Damn Daniel! Damn Daniel!
Damn Daniel!
They look like damn Daniels. Yeah.
Damn Daniel.
And like, honestly, like Shin Kamen Rider, I think is a better example of suits than this, even though that wasn't up to par.
But that's comparing this to a actual full budget production. This is a short film for a film festival or for a festival, not a full budget thing. So no, the only thing I'm disappointed as in these photos we don't have the iconic cod piece with the arrow pointing straight down to it. Obviously
they're gonna make that bigger. They're gonna make that bigger.
Yeah, they got just a bigger arrow, bigger cod piece, just all of it.
A bigger cod piece is what we all need to see.
Elijah, you are the only person that has not picked a topic to talk about.
I would like to talk about how the peak of Kaiju cinemas passed.
No, we've already covered that. So, creepy crawly.
I am going to pick something that nobody expected me to pick.
So, we already talked about Gamma Rebirth.
See, I would like to talk about that and bring up how that's not the peak of Kaiju Renaissance, but
Kaiju shark glam rock metal street sharks, but with guitars.
I'm going to talk about the new 4Ks of Godzilla vs. Megalon and Godzilla 1980.
I would have never thought of you covering that topic. Wow, that is so far out of your wheelhouse.
I feel like you're being a little antagonistic here, Travis.
Why stop now?
Why stop now? We're already down. We're already down the rabbit hole at this point. Why not just keep pushing? Just, I tell you what, Travis. I'm gonna go to Dick's and buy you guys some boxing gloves and let you duke it out.
That was just an excuse to say the name of that store on the stream, wasn't it?
Well, that's
Sporting
true.
Good.
There's also a sporting goods store. It's a mom and pop place called Richards. So Dick Richards. It's kind of funny.
It's an oxymoron.
It is kind of an oxymoron.
He is.
You know what else?
What about the 4Ks, Elijah?
What about
I'm
the 4Ks? Yes.
I'm just excited that we're getting them. I love seeing that Megalon's getting some love and 84 is getting some love. I think both of those are movies that definitely deserve it, and this just adds to that list that's continuing to grow of Toho movies that are kaiju related that are getting 4Ks finally.
So do you think us getting 4Ks of past Godzilla movies is peak cinema?
I do.
Yeah.
It's better than anything. I mean, if we're gonna be honest here, like even if you look at the modern tokusatsu, is it really tokusatsu?
So
like
that's still at the peak of kaiju?
No,
yet,
because there's
it's
in the past. So but here's the thing.
But
though,
yet
that's
you
the
said
only
it's peak.
But that's the only thing that's keeping tokusatsu alive is the old films. Because I mean, look at Shin Kamen Rider and its CGI stuff. Like that's kind of the death of tokusatsu right there. Stuff like that.
I disagree. There was a lot of tokusatsu in that movie.
Where?
All over that stinking movie. All of those suits were made. They just CGI'd some of the action in it. But they've still made the stinking
effects,
suits.
There's a lot of effects in that are CGI.
I didn't hear that because my headphones cut out, and I don't care. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. Nobody wanted to end on the downer of talking about Cleopatra, and
No,
because we're all sick to death of Cleopatra nonsense.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's stupid.
I know.
It's almost
Okay, can somebody tell me what the movie Creepy Crawly is about? Is this a new one or is this an old one?
It's a Thai movie. It's a Thai centipede movie that came out, I want to say late last year or early this year. And it's a Thai movie about a giant centipede. It was called The 100, but in America, because America likes to title things stupidly, it's Creepy Crawly.
I remember you talking about this movie now. Yeah, that's right. It is on my list. I just forgot about it. Okay.
It's almost as awful as the title Shin Masked Rider.
No arguments there. So who's taking on? Is it Danny or Michael? It's going to be doing.
Why not both?
I vote for Danny.
Toys and collectibles news.
Toys and collectibles news. All right, let's do it. Sorry if my eyes are crossing a little bit. I kind of fell asleep. No, I'm just kidding. Let me pull up the notes here, and we can get rocking and rolling on some cool stuff here.
So before we get going, I do think we should give a shout out.
This is true.
Oh yes, to our good friend Eric Stolp.
Yes,
bearded kaiju.
Michael, could you have picked a better photo? Like this man looks so dapper and so
man. We all wish we're half as cool as this guy. Look at him.
I wish I was eating something as half as delicious looking as that right now. I am so hungry.
So we have to give a shout out to our good friend Eric Stolp of the Bearded Kaiju Unboxing and Reviews YouTube channel. Go subscribe to his channel. It's awesome. He just did a unboxing and review of the FSL Gigantic Ultraman C-Type, and he's got several great unboxing videos on his YouTube channel for everyone to check out.
And if I may say so myself, I'd say that maybe we've hit the peak of kaiju content creation because of people like Eric. That has continued to grow, and honestly, I think that
continue to grow does not mean we're at the peak. At the peak does not mean continue to grow.
Toys and collectibles. All right.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
All right, Danny boy. All
Our
right.
first batch of toys and flippin' collectibles is a collection of super cool ultra stuff here. We got some ultra stuff. I like that we're including ultra stuff because it feels like there's so much ultra stuff coming out. SH Figuarts recently revealed a Shoot the Invader specific version of Alien Bolton, which is pretty cool. Looks like you can kind of have him grappling with Ultraman in midair there, which is pretty neat. This is the version of Bolton I always think of when I think of this character. Is there something specific about this version that differentiates it from the other Bolton that they released? Is it like a nighttime coloration? Something?
It's the paint.
Okay. That's a very Figuarts Monster Arts thing to do, is just make the paint a little darker and make it like the nighttime battle version or something. So that's kind of okay. That is what we're seeing. Super cool. Got a couple of new X Plus reveals as well. Alien Zazan and Takong. 25 and 23 centimeters respectively. They're pretty cool. These are the two creatures that appear in the pilot episode of Return of Ultraman.
Takong is the titty monster, right?
Oh, for crying out!
He's the one that looks like a big boob, right?
I mean, that never occurred to me. But
with like a million nipples around it.
And now,
how has that never occurred to you by looking at this thing?
Because
that is
my brain
if that is a boob, that is a very droopy nipple. I'll just say that.
Well, as you get older,
33,000 yen now available for pre-order, scheduled for 2023 release. They're the same molds from 2011. But you probably already guessed that. So anyway, now we got to talk about Coronia or Colonia, whatever. It's fine.
Next slide.
This is the Ultra 5000 Coronia. This is the monster, an interesting monster from the original Ultraman. It's essentially like there's this
Corona
and demonetized.
Corona.
My
Corona.
My
my Colonia.
Okay. I'm sorry, everyone.
Can you tell that I've been working? Like I have worked a 50-hour week with teenagers this week.
We couldn't tell.
Teenagers.
You seem to be handling it well. So Coronia
I'm
here,
handling it perfectly.
Yes, everything's normal. The pre-order for this dude is right now. Go get it right now. Do it right now. I'll know if you don't. About 5,500 yen. It's coming out in December. About 17 centimeters PVC construct. Nothing too crazy on this one. A personal favorite Ultraman monster of mine. This is the episode where a bunch of it's discovered that all of these plant people have their own they live on Earth and they have developed their own technology super fast and they have UFOs and it's crazy. Really fascinating, interesting episode. And now I'm out of things to talk about on this slide. I have nothing else to say.
Next slide, Elijah. Next slide,
please. Next slide,
please. Thank you.
And here I am.
Yes.
And here I am on my last vacation. Wait, no, wrong slideshow. Okay, we got a nice collection of super cool things here. Cool and cute. We definitely have to talk about the fact that this stuff is on the Godzilla store. We mentioned it last week. The Godzilla store, the US Godzilla store, is live, and there are a couple of interesting things coming out here. We have this super cute little plushie.
Cup of noodles.
Yeah, he's got his little cup of noodles. This is
we gotta talk about the ramen Godzilla.
Godzilla ramen. It's actually happening.
Yes.
This is.
I might say that we've also, even though we were on that downspin of Kaiju cinema, we might be hitting peak Kaiju merchandise too. In all fairness, we've been getting so much content lately when it comes to merchandise that
it's true.
We might be hitting Kaiju
we're living in a world full of riches
It's true.
minus the movies and television.
with without the money to afford it all. Elijah, stay on track.
All this is
Yes.
happening while the economy is in the toity, which is great.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at here, obviously, this little dude is stinking adorable. He's made by Kid Robot, and Kid Robot's actually done some really good Godzilla stuff over the last handful of years. I like what they do, and this is a pretty cute little plush. He's only about $17, 7.5 inches.
He's very small, though.
Yeah, he's only 7.5 inches tall, a little under 7.5 inches tall. But he's cute, you know. He's a good desk tchotchke, you know. You can.
I know what 7.5 inches looks like.
So do I.
Godzilla store gets Godzilla X Ghost X Ghost exclusive variants for their T-shirts. We have.
I'm done.
No, I mentioned this last stream, but I love the name Metalcropolis. What we're looking at here are a Godzilla, Godzilla Hedorah, and a couple of different versions of a Godzilla Kingu hoodie. But the Metalcropolis name is just cool as heck. Like, look at that.
Don't
That's
say
cool.
it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
No, don't do it. I abhor you, please. No, don't.
Don't
No,
say it.
no.
Don't say it.
I beg you.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
You be strong, Michael. Be strong. I'm gonna keep going. All the T-shirts are $30. The hoodie is $55. All in black cotton cloth. They're more exclusives coming soon from Cavity Colors. Oh God, it's all good. Keep it together, man. There's a Godzilla 2024 calendar coming out too, but we already passed that, so forget about that. It wasn't cool. There it is. Isn't it cool? All right, we're back. And here's the hoodies. Here are the hoodies again. There they are. Isn't that neat?
It's pretty big.
It's Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my hand, 'cause I can't do this on my own.
It just reminds me. And Jesus.
Oxygen.
It just reminds me of Jesus. When Nate said he could only take 2 inches.
We're talking about gashapons or
No.
No,
He was talking
no.
about girth.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to be
Nathan's a very simple, shallow person. He can only take 2 inches of girth.
We're talking about pizza, Elijah. He can only take 2 inches of pizza.
The girth of a pizza.
So this hoodie looks really cool, Danny.
Doesn't it though? I love hoodies.
Nathan
This
can't
one's
chow down because it's too big.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
New Morosan variants announced for the Morosan pop-up event in September, specifically September 9th. That's a handful of days away. We have some Toho Monsters 350 Lucky Bags. 1 Titanosaurus, 1 Megalon, and 1 Varan or Varan or Baran or Baran or however you want to pronounce that. And a Jet Jaguar clear version, which is pretty neat. And a King Ghidorah, red, gold, silver, and glitter versions, which you can very clearly see there in the photos that were supplied to you that you're currently visiting.
And these will be pop-up shop exclusives, and they're
Sure will, Michael.
And you should be able to find them on Buy.
I feel like a lot of stress pimples got popped in the top 2 something. Hey, look at that. More toys. Isn't that neat? Let's talk about them.
You think
Shall we?
these toys are pretty big? You think Nathan could take one of these toys?
Oh my god, Elijah, stop it.
We have some Sato Jiroshi colorways announced for Treasure Fest 1. A blue Shin Godzilla, a dark blue 93 Godzilla, a red 64, an orange and green 62, and a blue and white 54.
Gamera Sith said that 9 inches is pretty good for these.
Well, actually,
he also said that's a foot long and 9 inches. 9 inches isn't a foot long.
Medicom lottery will have a Space Godzilla sofa bee. Isn't it beautiful, ladies and gentlemen?
We need to learn what a foot is.
Lottery. I
lottery ends the 10th of this month. It's going to cost you so damn much money, 113 bucks. Man, is it expensive.
I really like Anraku Onsaku. That's the maker and person that's going to be sculpting this thing through Medicom. And just fun fact, that blue Shin Godzilla is more like 13 inches. Just throwing that out there.
Is that a pretty good size for one of those?
That's a good shoe size. Yes. I wear
size 14.
Anyway, and also we're going to be getting Jesus. This is a nag burning Godzilla. Speaking of being a nag,
hey, watch it.
Looks like we're getting a nag burning Godzilla. This will likely be another lottery because nag figures typically are lotteries. Next slide.
Eventually. One of the there he is.
Yes. Now we're back on the rails. Take it away, Danny.
We're back on the rails. Spiral Studios has a brand new and, dare I say, gorgeous Godzilla 2014 coming out. This I can't get over the sculpt on this thing. It's just beautiful. 44 centimeters tall, PVC construction. Pre-orders are going to open up here in about 3 days, September 6th, and it's going to cost you the low price of $590 or half a kidney.
Oh, wait, that's not actually that's really not that bad.
For a spiral of this quality, that's not horrible.
For 44 centimeters for 40.
No. Keep going.
You got it, Michael. Hold it together.
You'd kill somebody with 44 inches.
Shalt.
It'd be a bloody mess.
You know what we need here? That's what we need.
We need Kim. Kim, where are you?
No, Kim.
We need the variant for this.
Kim is just as horrified as I am. I can assure you.
Okay. So
this is gorgeous. I have to say,
it's beautiful.
If I was going to get any Spiral Studios, not saying I will ever in my lifetime be able to afford any Spiral Studios anything, this would be it. That is gorgeous. I love the 2014 design. It's just
I think now, okay, so for $590, essentially 600, that's not terrible for 44 centimeters. And for 44 centimeters of mixed materials and vinyl, that's not terrible. It really isn't. It really isn't bad for that, for what you're getting. It is going to be coming in a normal version and a heat ray version, which will be, I would assume, darker paint app for the body, so that to make the blue dorsals pop out more. If I have to choose between the two, I'm going to have to go with the normal version, honestly, because that one's more. That one is more representative of the airport scene, which that is supposed to be taken from. It's supposed to be emulating the airport scene.
Yeah, the pose, I agree with Oscar. The pose is great. It has such a good shelf presence because that just, it looks so amazing.
You know what it reminds me of, Danny? You might know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you do. The Tease Facto 2014, the resin kit, the resin kit that came out a while ago. The stance reminds me of that specifically because Tease Facto has this, when they sculpt their stuff, they always have this very foreboding, downward looking pose to their kits, to their resin kits. So that's what this kind of
2014, well, really MonsterVerse Godzilla in general, usually you always see him kind of hunched forward, leaning forward because he's so top heavy. So to have one be, standing up, chest out, looking down, I like that pose.
He's very girthy.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Very girthy.
Very girthy.
Got the pie bosh on that one right now. I like, here he is, my man.
Yes. This is
okay.
The figure with girth.
I am muting myself and excusing myself because when I saw this pose,
what? Wait, what? I don't want to know. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Danny,
I
you
don't want to know.
sweet, innocent man.
I don't want to know. This is the new X Plus Toho Large Monster Series landing version Hedera. They're calling it the landing period version. Interesting. About $120, not terrible. Pretty good price for this, and it's going to come out in November. Oh man, this for that price, that's tempting because I'm a Hedera junkie. So
this is technically not new. We've seen this sculpt. We've seen this like doggy style pose before in Hedera.
Yes.
So with
Speaking
the
of
last
doggy style,
What?
hello there.
I don't get the
hi.
connection, but cute cat. Don't
Hi,
say it,
Daisy.
Michael. Don't say it, Michael. I know it's about to
Hi to your
happen, and I'm stopping it before it happens. Well, hello,
Say hi to your
Daisy.
fans. Okay. She's
That
getting
cat-
That is
Nope.
that
nope.
is
Nope.
No,
Nope. It isn't.
No, Michael.
No.
No, Michael. No.
No.
Yes, Michael. Oh, Michael. Yes.
No.
Yes, Michael.
that is
Do
a
it.
that is a
No.
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 Yes.
No.
that
Don't listen to Elijah.
Do it.
that is a gorgeous
Muting the child.
gorgeous-
Nope. Just we're out of slides. We're done. This is the last of the collectibles.
I brought the cat on for you, Kaiju Kim, so you can see Daisy.
The
Nice
pussycat.
little Daisy. Yes. Yeah.
Who wants to talk about the next section of the stream? Oh, good gravy. Okay.
Oh, by the way, this is not doggy style. This is downward doggy style, because that's the downward dog as the yoga pose. Anyway.
Good save, Travis. Good save. We see you trying. Good save.
You're trying. The train left the station a long time ago.
The train.
Train left
Anyway.
the station when somebody wants to
Anyway.
argue.
And that train was the one from Back to the Future Part 3, and it's at the bottom of a ravine now.
Yeah. Is that it for the toys and collectibles?
I am
news?
fairly certain, within a reasonable degree of believability, that is the last.
We actually made it through. You're right. We actually made it through.
We actually
All
did
right.
it. I'm proud of me. Are you proud of me? I'm proud of me.
I'm proud of you. And just
Thank
for
you.
good measure,
Don't say
we want to
measure.
say, keep.
Yay, Danny got involved too.
Because
That's what you want to
because
call
we're-
that? Okay.
because we're running a little long.
No, there are better ways to say this.
Definitely not, Elijah. I mean, definitely not. No, not
Video
even.
game. Do we even? What is even going on with comics and video games? What's going
the
on with
best
that?
of Gigan from IDW Comics was announced with a cover
Yes.
reveal. Here, let me pull up the. There we go. There we go. Let me get this off. So that's
Mr.
the
Bob.
guy there. The covers for these best of ones I really like. They're very minimalist. So they've done a series of them. We've had best of Ghidorah. We've had the best of Mothra. We've had a few of them. And I always really like the minimalist look on these covers. So that's just another one that's really great. Love to see them. Godzilla Rivals versus Space Godzilla hits shelves this week, I'm guessing, because I lost track of when it comes out. Detective Comics issues 1074 and Action Comics 1057, which begins the JL versus GVK crossover. They revealed the connecting cover. That's what you see here on the screen. It looks amazing. I love the upward angle of this, looking right up
And
Godzilla's.
it's not traced.
Yes, and it's not traced. Godzilla's taint is fully original art. And yes, I'm still really looking forward to this despite the artwork criticisms, which are fully valid. I am still looking forward to this whole event. We also have the Best of Godzilla Volume 1 trade paperback announced, and again, I love this artwork. It just that minimalist artwork looks amazing. Love it. We also have the plot for Power Rangers issue number 112 has been released. So it's the plot says a master arc explosion strands Trini, Zach, Kimberly, Tommy, Aisha, and Matt on a mysterious and deadly planet where they're constantly under attack by Mistress Vile's thralls. Meanwhile, the creeping infection in the sky continues to grow. At the same time, Billy finds himself in a pocket of interdimensional space inside the morphing grid where he confronts a construct of a recently departed friend. So yes, that's continuing this new event that they started with the last issue, continuing on with that. Sounds exciting. I am behind on all my Power Rangers comics. I really need to catch up, but this event is shaping up to be something really interesting.
For sure.
We also have a new trailer for Skull Island: Rise of Kong, which is the video game that we saw images of not too long ago, plus some gameplay footage. It's slated for release on October 17th, 2023. I'm still not a huge fan of the art style and everything in this video game.
Oh, it looks like crap.
Yeah,
It's
it doesn't look great, but I'm still kind of happy that we have a Kong video game coming out. And like we talked about the last time when we discussed this isn't based on any the MonsterVerse. This is actually based on the stories and that expanded kind of King Kong universe. That what's that art that author
Joe DeVito.
Yeah, that's him. His kind of stories and stuff that expand off of the original story.
But it is taking a big dookie on that because it looks awful. It looks awful.
It looks awful, but who knows? The story might be good. We don't know. Gigabash is.
Never mind.
Gigabash is Steam Deck compatible now, so yay, Gigabash, continuing to be a great more availability for more people to play. Godzilla Battle Line announces new collaboration with Katakawa Anime and Gamera Rebirth. That is what we're seeing the image of here. Gamera and Gauss will be appearing in the game. It starts September 7th, 2023 and ends October 6th, 2023. Guys, I gotta ask you, how do you feel about finally getting the Godzilla versus Gamera that we've all been wanting, but yet it's on a video game?
I think it's disappointing as all hell. If they were going to do it, just go all the way with it.
Yeah.
I feel like this kind of levels up to our past crossovers with Godzilla and Gamera on an official level. To be honest, I feel like this is pretty par for the course. To be honest.
I think so too. I agree with you on
that. Nothing groundbreaking in that regard. Because I mean, what is this, like the fourth time they've officially crossed over in something like that? We've had 2 stage shows and a couple of other things here and there. So this is not the first time by any stretch. Right. It's not even like, I mean, the first time was in the 70s. So it's definitely been around.
Right.
And I mean, City Shrouded and Shadow technically counts, even though they never see each other in that game. But
didn't Gamera appear in some of the sports games?
Yes, some of the old Compati Hero. No, I don't think so. A few.
Did he not?
No, I don't think they did. I
don't remember.
I don't think he did. No, he didn't. I'm thinking of something else. The Ultraman characters, the Kamen Rider characters, and the Gundam characters all appeared with Godzilla, but
that's right.
The Katakawa, well, at the time, Dai characters did not. But
right,
that artwork and some of like the chibi style artwork was used to help promote the Hero Fest from the mid '90s, which Gamera did appear in.
That's right.
So that's where I think that might be what I'm thinking of, because they did use Compati Hero style artwork for that, but they never used Gamera characters. But this is like maybe the third or fourth, fifth time something like this has happened. That being said, I would absolutely hate to be one of the people that worked on this and thought to themselves, people have been waiting to see these two fight forever and we're giving it to them in a game, and then they put it up online all proud, and then everybody's like, it's just a video game, and it probably hurt their feelings.
Yeah. No,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's exciting. It's exciting
Yeah.
for if you are a gamer and you're one who plays these games. Like, it's exciting.
It's a crossover. The two are meeting, and I don't
Yeah.
like. It doesn't matter what medium that is. I think that's exciting, and
But
Yeah.
it's not a
if you-
film. Daiei and Katakawa will probably never go for it. At least not for a
But
while.
if you only play mobile games, can you really call yourself a gamer?
I don't think you can. And to be
Yeah.
honest, like the amount of Godzilla games that have come out, like it's Battle Line just is like the golden child for some reason. And
People
I don't
love
know. I've
Battle
always
Line.
found it boring. I always found Battle Line kind of boring.
I played Battle. I played
never
Battle
played it.
Line for probably a good year, and then got bored with it because I couldn't get past a certain level, and I got pissed off and frustrated, and I just quit.
Yeah, I've actually never played it. I played Defense Force for a while, but literally, that's not. You don't even play that game. You just
Mhm.
you don't do it. You just. I'm not going to say it, but you know how to
You
play
just
it.
tap a lot.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
tap taparoo.
I realized what I was doing, and then there was no way out. But yes, it's literally just a game where you don't do anything except hit the screen over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Sounds like you need to learn how to use your you need to learn how to use your fingers.
And the new Godzilla Steam game was announced, titled Godzilla Voxel Wars. This was a pretty big deal. They announced this. This is a single strategy puzzle game. It comes out in November for PC and Mac, co-produced by Toho Games and Nukanin. I don't know that company. The synopsis reads as follows. The all-new single-player strategy puzzle game puts players in control of Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, and more as they rampage across 6 worlds to repel the fungoid mushroom menace in turn-based combat. Each world consists of multiple 8x8 grid stages, which can each be flipped to reveal another playable side, enhanced with increased difficulty. Players can also build their own shareable stages for others to try. Players that complete stages in the fewest attempts will net the highest scores to rule the online leaderboards. So it feels like, I hate to say it like this because I don't think it's necessarily a negative thing, but it feels like they're kind of jumping on the Roblox and Minecraft kind of bandwagon, but just doing it as a strategy game. I don't understand the idea of making it a single player.
Yeah, and to be honest, like between this and Battle Line and like the games that we've seen, I do feel like they're kind of out of ideas when it comes to Godzilla gaming. Like that, I think that's another great example of how the kaiju genre is kind of on a decline. It's like we haven't had a good kaiju game in a very long time. Like the last time we had a good kaiju game was probably
Gigabash is a decent.
That's not kaiju though. That's American. It's not kaiju.
It has
It's not
Godzilla in it.
Oh, but it's a DLC. It's not even in the actual game. It's just a DLC.
It's got Godzilla in it.
But that still doesn't.
It's
count.
got Godzilla in it. Your argument is invalid. That's enough.
Are you? I feel like you're just angry because you know I'm right that we haven't had a good kaiju game in a long time.
No, I think that you are purposely overlooking ones that are good just because you don't consider them good. Like Dawn of the Monsters.
I was about to jump in and say Dawn of the Monsters is rad.
Yeah, Dawn of the Monsters and Gigabash.
Isn't that also not Japanese?
It doesn't matter. It's still it's still monsters.
Okay, so maybe monsters are on an uphill, but I still think kaiju's on a decline.
No, I think that we've still got a couple. I think that you're right that the good kaiju monster video games are few and far between, but I do think we still have a couple of good ones out there. That we can't say that there are no good ones. There are good ones out there.
But we've only had like 1 or 2 good monster games. Like we were at one point, we had a lot coming out that were pretty.
Yeah,
good.
but I think that is true. We have not had a lot of great ones. Everybody's been clamoring for. for some more good Godzilla games. I don't understand what Toho is doing with Godzilla video games, why they keep going this route, like with this voxel war stuff. I mean, this is fine. Like I can see some, some people being into this. I still on the one hand, but then the people who I think would be into this would also be wanting a multiplayer function in it, and the fact that it's not a multiplayer kind of is disappointing. So
I mean, this is I'm not I'm not the audience for this. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not the. I'm not the
You're not
audience.
5
for this.
years old.
Obviously not.
I mean, some of your jokes were kind of.
Okay.
anyway,
All right.
but what was your point, Michael? You're not the. Uh-huh.
So sorry. I was just gonna say I'm not the audience for this. Like, I'm glad this is a thing that exists, but I'm not the audience for this. So
Yeah, I'm glad it exists. I just wish that I think that even the audience that this is for would be disappointed by some of the lack of features in it.
Right.
But it's like they're not even trying. It's like they want to do like the bare minimum, but they're not willing to go that next step above. And I don't know. It just that's what it feels like with games like this.
A little bit. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, but that's it for the comics and video games. So, if anybody, I don't know what we don't have any mailbag to talk about. Oh, sorry, I exited out of it. Hello. Yes, we need to talk about issue 10 is still available for pre-order. If you are interested in picking up a copy of issue 10 of the magazine of Kaiju Ramen Magazine, it is available. Go onto our website, kaijuramenmedia.com, order a copy. This is going to be a holographic cover. This is the only holographic cover we have planned to do, and we are doing it only because of this artist, Mars Attacks on Twitter. You can find her artwork on Twitter. She is amazing, and her artwork is amazing. And then seeing her artwork in person when we went to All Monsters Attack and seeing her selling some of her prints in holographic form, and I was like, no, this seals it. We've got to do this cover as holographic because her use of color, the way she does her just art style, it really pops especially when it's in holographic form. So the cover is going to be holographic. We are not charging any extra for the holographic cover. So make sure to order it because we need those orders to make it worth doing.
Right. So, and I will say we've had a good reception for it so far. We are getting low on stock, at least low. We are getting close to the pre-order number that we need. So order whenever, as soon as you can, or you're going to miss out.
Yep.
Right.
And when's the deadline? When are we cutting off the pre-orders?
I think I had the deadline set for the third week in September.
Third week in September. So if you haven't ordered your copy yet, that is the deadline for pre-orders. Then we're going to start actually selling. So that means that if you haven't pre-ordered it by then, you may have to wait a little while before you get your issue if you order it after that. But you can still order it afterwards. Eric got your order. Gamera Sith, thank you so much, both of y'all, for ordering. I know we've had quite a few. Like we said, we're getting to that threshold of how many orders we can have to make it worth getting the issues. So yes, and I've had so much fun putting this issue together because it was a lot of fun. All of the articles in it are really great. We've had some fantastic articles. It's all about Godzilla's greatest enemy. So we have like a Ghidorah article. We have an Anguirus article. We have a whole article about the Trendmasters toy line from Godzilla 1998. Fantastic work. Sam, our Dr. Sam Perrin, who is our resident ecologist, he wrote an article about Rodan and kind of the whole thing, the idea behind a giant monster that can fly, because that is one thing that separates Rodan from most giant kaiju, giant monsters, is that he has the ability to fly. Not too many giant monsters actually have that ability. So he wanted to talk about that, and it's really fascinating. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, just a great just a great magazine. So pick it up. And with that, I think we are done, since we don't have any mailbag to talk about. So
well, we do have one more thing that I think is important to mention, Danny. Didn't you guys show off some stuff for the Erica Kickstarter?
Yeah, I was gonna let him do that when he did the shameless self-promotion. So
I can get started on that if you like.
Yeah,
okay. So ever so briefly, I've talked about it on here 1,000 times before, but my big jam is the Godzilla novelization project. I'm writing all the Godzilla movies as books, and you can find all that stuff and the associated short stories and podcast links to things I've done at GodzillaNovelizationProject.com. You can follow me on the artist formerly known as Twitter at Danzilla93_GNP. The GNP has a Facebook page. It has a Patreon, all that good stuff. If you want to listen to all the other podcasts I've been on and read all the Kaiju Ramen and Kaiju Ramen Magazine and Kaiju Ramen Media articles that I've worked on, all of the links to where you can purchase those things are in the press and media section and appearances section on the GNP website. So there's a nice, easy way to find all that stuff. But my big thing that I absolutely have to show on the stream here is that we have a new backer tier and a new backer reward for Erica. Ooh, look how I am
You're
larger
big.
now. I am.
You're big.
you're huge.
I am.
You're aroused right now.
So I got a new thing on.
What erected from your lab, Danny? Let's see these petri
Yeah,
dishes.
you do, Danny.
Are we done? We good? Okay, there we go. Children, behave. So, ever so briefly, I've been yammering about it the last few times I've been on here, but I am currently working with the one, the only, the amazing, the lovely Kaiju Kim on her dream project, an animated short film called Erica, which is adapting a certain Godzilla film from 1989 and retelling the events of the film from the perspective of the human soul trapped inside Biollante and what she experiences as she slowly turns into a monster. And we have got a little under a month left in the campaign, and I figured it was high time for a new Kickstarter perk to entice some people to either up their pledges that they already put in or to jump on board and help us out. So, to that end, as of right now, it is live, and we've actually had some takers. You can head over to the Kickstarter page and procure your very own Godzilla cell.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm making a handful of these. I'm not proud of the things I had to do to steal these from the Seradian government, but I do have them now. These nice little chunks of Godzilla skin, they are still a little bloody on the back. Apologies for that. I can only do so much. But all kidding aside, these are handmade, hand sculpted by me. Finally getting to use some of my art chops. Oh, look, I can see all you guys. Check it out. Or wait, that's just me. Never mind. But yeah, the Kickstarter, we have these for offered about $175, which means if you get these, then you basically get everything. You get the poster, you get your name in the credits, you get early access, you get to go to the Q&A and the screening and all that good stuff. Plus, you get to take home, for just a little bit extra dough on top of that, you get to take home one of these. These are limited to 10. Only 10 are being made, and I mean, unless there's like a lot of demand, I maybe make more, but as of right now, there are no plans to make any more than 10. So these are super limited. 2 of them are already gone. So if you want to get your very own Godzilla cell, and that is the correct way to pronounce it, by the way, then head on over there and procure yours. They will arrive exactly as you see here. And again, these are not coming out of a mold. I am hand sculpting all of these painstakingly, so no 2 are the same. So each one of them is unique. I'll figure out a cool way to number them so that there's like an edition number going on there. But yeah, if that sounds like your jam, if you want like a unique little Godzilla collectible and like a little artifact from the movie, head over to Kickstarter and please support Erica. Please show Kim some support. Help her get this movie made. We're getting darn close to 40% funded. We have a little under a month left, and it's only going to happen if we hit that goal of $10,000 by the end of September. So if you're able to donate, please do. If you're unable to donate, at least please share the link, which has just been thrown, hey, right beneath me. There it is. Please take that link and spread it around. Send it to your Godzilla friends. Send it to any geneticists or Seradian terrorists or mad scientists you might know. Yes, please give Kim your money. And for anybody, I mentioned it before.
Money, please.
Money, please. I'm writing the screenplay for this. That's my association with it. I have basically my jobs are to write the screenplay and to be the guy who stands outside the building with the sign twirling it, trying to get you to come in and spend money. So if that sounds like something you want to support, please help us to get this film done, because it's an amazing idea that Kim has, and I cannot wait for it to be real. And it's only going to be real if you guys help us out. So please,
Danny, I always pictured you as the street preacher from Little Nicky.
I thought you were going to say Gorgo.
Oh.
No.
Repent!
I did want to say that I just upgraded my pledge to the top tier to be able to get the Godzilla cells. So
thank
so
you.
if anyone
Six
wants to
left,
join me,
Danny, because 2 more people backed to get the G cell, and those
Whoa.
2 people were in the call.
Interesting. Well, thank you to those 2 people, one of whom is anonymous and one of whom is not, and the other of whom is technically not anonymous because I can make conclusions. Thank you for doing that for us. That's really awesome. Assuming that we hit our goal at the end of the month, one of these will be going home with you, and I will be making new ones. Again, I only have these 2. I have a third one here. This is a prototype. It's not as good as the other one, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's kind of small.
It's too small. This was the test one. As you can see, it's like way too small. This one is bigger. It's more. That's backwards. It's more textured. Okay, moving on. Shamelessly promote yourself.
Shameless self-promotion.
No, the stream is ruined now. Michael, you got anything cool to talk about?
Let's see. We recorded an episode.
Shameless self-promotion.
The legacy continues. Well, not a whole lot going on except for we just recorded an episode of the Power Trip with our good friend Kaiju Kim, where we talked about Mega Ranger. I'm a little behind on the editing of a couple of episodes, but that'll come out eventually. And then we've got Cosmic Fury coming out, which will wrap up season 2, and ultimately we'll wrap up the podcast proper, because we wanted to end on Power Rangers. But outside of that, just support all things Kaiju Ramen, support all things Monsters with Attitude, support all the things. Just support all the things. If you know where to find me, you know the things that I'm involved in. Some of which I can't talk about on this stream because they may or may not be illegal. But what? Don't look at me like that. Come on. We all have some shady stuff in our going on too.
Yes. Elijah. Share with us.
I don't know what that laugh was, but I'm uncomfortable already.
Hi. My name's Elijah.
Sure is.
And I have problems. I have a lot of problems.
Is this a cry for help? Do we need to send somebody?
I smell toast.
This is his video that he makes right before he goes on the killing spree.
This is his last known video.
Yeah. He's missing the fish. That's the problem. That's what's been wrong with this whole stream, is there hasn't been a fish.
There hasn't been a fish. There hasn't been that ridiculous.
He derives his power from the fish.
The fish is like the crystals in Space Godzilla. It just
Yep.
it just sucks the power in from the fish. He's got fish power.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of
All
fish power. All right, Elijah.
Elijah, share your plugs.
Oh God, I'm dying.
Share your plugs.
Hi. My name's Elijah. If you want to see me not try to harass Travis Alexander, you should go check out Kaiju Conversation, a podcast that covers the wide world of kaiju, giant monsters, J-horror, and tokusatsu. We just
Real
did a
tokusatsu
discussion-
or American tokusatsu?
official, legitimate, like pure loin tokusatsu. Like it doesn't get any more pure than my tokusatsu.
Mm-hmm.
We actually
go
just
check
did
out.
we just did a Takashi Yamazaki month. So if you want to get acquainted with the works of one Takashi Yamazaki, we have 4 episodes currently diving into some of his movies. So definitely go check that out if you're interested in the director of Godzilla -1. You can find us on Twitter at Kaiju_Converse, on Instagram or Facebook at the same handle. If you want to go watch my short film SOS Seek Shelter, you can find it on the YouTube channel ET13 Productions. You can also give me a follow on Instagram for my toy photography at ET13 Productions, or on Twitter at ET13 Productions, where I post news and other things in relation to the stuff I'm working on.
You post what
Besides-
again? Say that word. Say that word again.
Which one?
You post what again?
News.
Oh, news. Oh, news. Okay.
News.
Okay. Gotcha.
Tasteful news.
All right.
Hey,
We have 2 minutes now.
Besides that, I write for Kaiju Ramen, so definitely go to kaijuramenmedia.com. Check out, I just wrote an article on the Portland, Oregon theatrical showings of Godzilla, Mothra vs. Godzilla, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Invasion of Astro Monster, and Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Besides that, you can check out my writing at Giant Bug Cinema, a Monster Kids guide covering giant bug movies. I covered Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. Besides that, I am also one of the members of Monsters with Attitude. Go check us out on YouTube at Monsters with Attitude, or go check out our Facebook group, Monsters with Attitude. Besides
I
that,
wasn't invited to join. All the cool kids got to join the Monsters
No,
with
I
Attitude.
invited you, Travis. I know for a fact.
You never invited me. You never.
The hell? The hell?
Our
I also have other things I work on, but I can't talk about because contracts are a thing and not a thing yet and whatnot. So I can't talk about those because it would be not illegal, but could be illegal.
Yes. And for me, you can follow Kaiju Ramen on Twitter, or what used to be Twitter, at Kaiju_Ramen. You can tweet at us any questions that you want answered on the podcast. You can also email us, kaijuramenmedia@gmail.com. No, scratch that. Sorry. kaijuramenmagazine@gmail.com is the email. You can email us there and we can answer your questions, because we want some mailbag. I haven't heard the mailbag theme in a while. I want to hear the mailbag theme. So and I know you guys like the mailbag theme too. So send us some questions in to discuss on this podcast.
So you could hear this every week. Email us at kaiju@gmail.com, or tweet us at kaiju_ramen, or message us on Instagram if you want to hear that theme more often.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to see, if you want to stay caught up with everything kaiju related and Kaiju Ramen related, check out kaijuramenmedia.com. That's where you'll find everything. Our friend Brandon works really hard keeping the website going, with all, with new articles and stuff on the website. So there's always something new on the website to check out. And and check out issue 10, pre-order it, and we will we'll see you guys next week when we'll discuss the full trailer for Godzilla -1. And help control the peak kaiju cinema population. Have your Elijahs spayed or neutered.
Oh, you try! I dare you, Travis! I dare you! You step within 5 feet of me, you'll find out what it's like to be spayed or neutered.
Goodbye, everybody.
Help me.
Jesus,
Bye.
take the wheel.
Goodbye. Goodbye.